Welcome all of you once again to the online classes of biology. So we were studying chapter 12 biotechnology and its applications, and we have seen that how some examples of how biotechnology is useful in agriculture, and in that we have studied about the BT, cotton and BT plants, and we have also studied about another phenomenon known as RNA interference, isn't it? So today we are, and also we have started the biotechnological use or the applications of biotechnology in the field of medicine, and in that I have explained you how recombinant DNA technology is useful in the production of what? In the production of insulin, okay? And the company which is produce the artificial insulin or humulin is Eli Lilly, okay? And they have how they achieved it? They have inserted the genes responsible for the production of A chain and B chain separately in different E. coli, and they started producing the A chain, A polypeptide chain and B polypeptide chain separately, and then by using disulfide bonds these were joined to produce the insulin, okay, which is available nowadays, okay. So this I have explained to you. Now we are going to continue this topic, okay, that is how biotechnology is useful in medicines. So the next field where the biotechnology is used in medicine is gene therapy, okay. Gene therapy means what? We have studied about diseases, isn't it? And some diseases are genetic diseases, the diseases which are caused by certain mutations in the genes. So to do treatment for such kind of diseases, we can use what? Gene therapy. So gene therapy includes what? A collection of methods that allows correction of a gene defect that has been diagnosed in a child or embryo, okay. If a child's gene is found, okay, you would have studied some of the amniote synthesis can be used for studying what? The genetic diseases, okay. The genes will be in the embryo can be studied for any defects. So in that cases what this genes can be corrected so that the individual will be free from that kind of disease. So gene therapy means what? It allows correction of a gene defect that has been diagnosed in a child or a embryo or an embryo, okay. So either we can insert genes that are correct into the person's cells, okay, or tissues to treat a disease, understood. So it involves the delivery of a normal gene to the individual or embryo to take over the function of and compensate for the non-functional gene. Means what? See, if the disease is caused by the inability of a gene to produce a particular product, then we can introduce a gene that is able to produce the particular protein, understood. So when they produce that protein, what will happen? The disease won't be there, isn't it? If a disease is caused by the deficiency of a particular protein, okay, or a product of a gene, and if that gene is defective, if we are able to add a normal gene, understood, in that condition what will happen? That normal gene will start producing the product which is required to be normal, okay, or to be functional. So in that way what happened? The delivery of a normal gene into the individual or embryo will take over the function of and compensate for the non-functional genes. Non-functional genes what function will be taken over by the normal gene which we introduced, okay. So this is what the basic what principle behind gene therapy, okay. We can correct the genes. If the disease is caused by the defect of genes, then we can introduce a normal gene so that that particular gene will do the function of the defective gene and the person can be saved from the disease. Is it clear? First clinical gene therapy was conducted in 1990. Okay, to a 4-year girl. Okay, she was suffering from a disease called adenosine deaminase deficiency, ADA deficiency. Okay, and this is an enzyme. You can means understand it from the name itself, isn't it? Adenosine deaminase. It's an enzyme, and this enzyme is not produced in the child. Understood? So this enzyme, what is the function of this enzyme? This enzyme is crucial, or it is very necessary for the immune system to function. For the functioning of immune system, what is needed? Adenosine deaminase. Understood? So as adenosine deaminase enzyme is not produced in the child or any person who is suffering from this kind of disease, their immune system will not work. Okay, so this can be cured by some methods like bone marrow transplantation. Okay, bone marrow transplantation can be done, or simply by providing external adenosine deaminase to the child or to the patient. Okay, so in this two way it can be treated, but both, this is not the biotechnological method. Okay, bone marrow transplantation means when this is done, to some extent this deficiency can be cured, but it is not a complete replacement therapy. Understood? So in biotechnological method, okay, the treatment for this is done in a different way. So in this method, what we are doing is the lymphocytes from the blood. Lymphocytes means what? WBCs, isn't it? From the blood cells, blood of the patient will be grown in a culture outside the body, and then into that a functional ADA cDNA, means DNA which is DNA fragment which is or gene which is responsible for the production of ADA will be introduced. Understood? Into the lymphocytes. Lymphocytes are what? WBCs. WBCs will be taken out and it will be grown in a culture outside the body, and then what we do is we are introducing this gene into the lymphocytes. Okay, and then this lymphocytes will be returned to the patient. Okay, but the problem is what? As you know, WBCs, RBCs, they will get they will get destroyed also. They are not immortal cells. Means what? They will die after a particular period of time, isn't it? So what happens is this is not a complete cure forever. For some period of time only it can work. Okay, this lymphocytes, as they are having this gene for the production of this adenosine deaminase enzyme, they produce, and after that when the cells die, what will happen again? The patient will suffer with the same kind of disease. But if the gene is isolated from the bone marrow cells producing ADA, is introduced into the cells at an early embryonic stage. Okay, so if this treatment, if this disease can be identified in a smaller or embryonic stage itself, and if we are introducing it, then what will happen? As the this will be a permanent cure. It can be a permanent cure. So from here also so many questions can come. That is, what is ADA? Means how ADA deficiency can be cured by a biotechnological method. And what is the problem in this? What is the problem? As the WBCs are not immortal, we have to do this treatment again and again. Okay, so what is the remedy for this? That is, if we are doing this treatment in the early embryonic stage, before all the cells are formed, okay, or the body is formed, so that time if we do this replacement therapy, then it will be a permanent cure. Is it clear? Then next field where the the biotechnology is useful in medicine is molecular diagnosis. Okay, that is, if a disease has to be treated well, its early diagnosis is very important, isn't it? It's understanding of its pathophysiology, Okay, and its early detection is very very essential. Okay, so using conventional methods of diagnosis, so how we will identify? First we go for the symptoms, isn't it? If by symptoms it is not curable, then we will go for the serum test, isn't it? Blood test, urine analysis, etc. Understood? So in this case the problem is, by the time you do this, the number of organisms in your body will be very high. Okay, you cannot means treat it easily, because see, the severity of a disease depends upon what all? First is what immune system, of course. Second is the number of organisms present in your body. If the number of organisms are less, then what the cure means the treatment will be easy. So by the time, by natural methods, if you when you find out the organisms, okay, the causative organism, it will be very late, and the number of organisms in your body will be very high. Okay, so some techniques like recombinant DNA technology, okay, then polymerase chain reaction, and then what? Enzyme linked immunosorbent assay. Have you heard? This is the ELISA test for the diagnosis of means for the confirmation of AIDS. We have studied ELISA test, isn't it? So these techniques will help you to find out the disease at a early stage itself. Okay, understood? Because before the pathogen get multiplied in your body, it's small traces itself, okay, can be PCR we have studied, no, number of copies can be produced in them. Understood? So before they get multiplied, understood, a small amount of the organisms also can be traced by these methods. Okay, so this is the advantage of what? Biotechnology in the field of diagnosis of a disease. As I told, okay, the virus, the presence of virus or bacteria in a very low concentration also can be detected by amplification of their nucleic acids. Isn't it? PCR we have studied now. So in PCR what we are doing? We are allowing by different steps like denaturation, annealing, extension, etc. A small fragment of DNA, okay, or a single strand can be what multiplied, amplified millions of times. So very small DNA itself is what can be means the presence of a genetic material, RNA or DNA of a virus or bacteria can be detected in the early stage itself. Okay, then another thing is what? In case of cancer and all, okay, see, cancerous cells are what? They are having the capacity to divide, so they will have certain mutations, isn't it? They have certain mutation, and due to this they are not able to control their growth. So in this field, how we are doing, or how biotechnology is useful, is a single stranded RNA or DNA which is tagged with a radioactive molecule. Understood? In that, any of the means we make a single stranded RNA or DNA in which some of the cells will be radioactive, sorry, some of the elements, okay, so various nitrogen bases and all are there, no, so they'll be made radioactive, okay, and that is known as what? Probe. What is it? Probe. And then this single stranded DNA or RNA will be allowed to hybridize to its complementary DNA in a clone of cells. Understood? So cells from a suspended tissue will be grown in a medium, and into that cells our probe DNA will be sent, okay, and they will be allowed to hybridize. Okay, we are knowing that because complementarity is there, isn't it? So when we send that particular DNA, okay, the cells, normal cells and their DNA only will be able to hybridize, okay, and the other one which is undergone certain mutations will not be able to hybridize, and if they are not hybridized, okay, this they will not be able to be detected in the autoradiography. Okay, so autoradiography is what used for identifying, or with that certain thin films okay, or diagrams will be created, and through that only we can detect it. Okay, so the DNA of the cells which are undergone mutation, okay, they will not be able to hybridize with the what, the probe which we introduce into the cells which are grown in the medium. And as they are not hybridized, they cannot be detected by using autoradiography. They will not appear on the photographic film of the autoradiography. Understood? So in this way we can easily identify whether the cells are showing any what pattern, anomalous growth patterns or any different growth pattern if they are following or not. Is it clear? So in this way we can identify the mutated gene. Okay, so how it is? A single stranded DNA or RNA will be tagged with a radioactive molecule, okay, and this will be allowed to hybridize the complementary DNA in a clone of cells. Understood? And after this will be detected by using another technique known as autoradiography. In this we can see the DNA which is hybridized through using a photographic film. So if the gene of that cells are mutated, the probe which we sent will not be able to hybridize with that, and it will not be able to produce the it will not be able to appear in the photographic film. Is it clear? So in this way we can identify. Clear? So another test, okay, that is developed in biotechnology is ELISA. What is the full form of ELISA? Enzyme linked immunosorbent assay. Okay, you have to learn this, enzyme linked immunosorbent assay. Okay, ELISA test. So this is based on what? On the principle of antigen antibody interaction. Okay, so if the body is infected by any pathogen, okay, it will produce certain antigens, isn't it? Means in the body it will be appearing as some antigens like proteins, glycoproteins, etc., or by detecting the antibody synthesized against the pathogen. Okay, so if the body is infected by any pathogen, what our body will do? Our immune system will produce certain antibodies against that. So if the antibody is there in the blood, then it is confirming that what the that particular antigen or microorganism is there. Understood? So depends upon the antigen antibody interaction, ELISA test is done. So if the pathogen is there in the body, then there will be presence of antigens like what? Proteins, glycoproteins, etc., or by detecting the antibodies synthesized by the body against the pathogen. Okay, if any small trace of antigen entered into our body produces what? Antibody. So and that will be highly specific. Okay, that specific antibodies will be produced against that particular antigen or pathogen only. So if the detection of that particular antibody is there in the body, that confirms that the body is infected by that particular pathogen, or the presence of pathogen can be detected by or can be confirmed by ELISA test. Okay, so these are what various, some examples only few examples we are studying. Okay, biotechnological uses or application of biotechnology in the field of what? Medicine. Understood? So more than this, many other instances or examples are there where what biotechnology is useful. So we have studied about the production of what? Insulin. Understood? Then we have studied about gene therapy. Okay, taking special case of ADA deficiency. Okay, that is adenosine treatment of ADA deficiency disease, and also by taking the example of the ELISA test. Okay, so in diagnosis, in treatment, in detection, in all this, okay, in all these fields, biotechnology is useful in medicines. Okay, understood? So hope you understood this topic well. So we'll continue in the next class.